Well, Al Hunt, Bloomberg has new polling out of Iowa. Let's take a look at the GOP side. Scott Walker's in the lead at 17%.
He jumped up there.
See, I'm not surprised by this. Are you, Al?
No, he solidified his position in Iowa very impressively in the last couple of months. He's not only in the lead, but if you look at questions like favorable, unfavorable, 66 to 11. He really is in a good position now. Caveat, of course, 4 years ago, Michelle Bachmann was in a good position. But Scott Walker really is where he wants to be now. I think there were two other interesting things in that poll, Mika. One, the candidate with the most potential to grow is Marco Rubio. He's only fifth at 6%, but he's second among he's first rather among second choices. Marco Rubio has a lot of room to grow, and it just gets worse and worse for Jeb Bush out there. It's not just that he finishes, a distant fourth at 9% behind even Ben Carson, but when you ask Republicans, you have a favorable or unfavorable view. Joe, you can really appreciate this. 45% of Republicans have an unfavorable view of Jeb Bush. 35% say they would never even consider voting for him. Those are bad numbers.
Yeah, they're going to have to jump. They're going to have to jump out Sam Stein, because Jeb Bush. Once you see Jeb Bush out, and you learn that Jeb's not his brother. You learn that Jeb's as smart as anybody in politics, let alone in this field. And they've just been defined. They need to get out, announce that they're running. Tell the world who Jeb Bush is.
Stop being a hypocrite about all this money.
And I think they are going to get out there.
I think so.
Pretty quickly. And he's going to define himself instead of letting
Yeah, and I mean,
him.
part of the strategy here is to have $100 million in the bank so that when you do jump in, you can define yourself a little bit more
Yeah, but he hasn't jumped in.
than
He's not running, so we shouldn't talk about him.
I guess
okay?
not.
It's such a, look at the New York Times. Read the non-candidate money spigot editorial.
Oh, it's a joke. Yeah,
it's
obviously he's running, but his whole point though is to have that much money in the bank so that when he does actually jump in, everything that's been said about him can be erased. The question that he has to grapple with is it too late?
Formally announced though?
No, Scott Walker hasn't formally announced.
We got a guy in first place in this poll that hasn't formally announced. None of them formally announced, so it's not just Jeb.
Yeah.
All right.